I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast, it felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car, I got a job that pays all our bills. Instead of drinking late at the bar, see more your friends than you do your kids. I'd always hope for better, thought maybe together you and me find it. I got no plans, I ain't going nowhere. So take your fast car and keep on driving. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast, it felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car. Is it fast enough so you can fly away? You gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way.
Her hair is hollow gold, her lips sweet surprise. Her hands are never cold. She's got Betty Davis eyes. She'll turn her music on you. You won't have to think twice. She's pure as New York snow. She got Betty Davis eyes. She'll tease you, she'll unease you, all the better just to please you. She's precocious, and she knows just what it takes to make a pro blush. She got Greta Garbo, standoff size. She's got Betty Davis eyes. She'll let you take her home. Whet's her appetite? She'll lay you on the throne. She got Betty Davis eyes. She'll take a tumble on you, roll you like you were dice, until you come out blue. She's got Betty Davis eyes. She'll expose you when she snows you, off your feet with the crumbs she throws you. She's ferocious, and she knows just what it takes to make a pro blush. All the boys think she's a spy. She's got Betty Davis eyes. And she'll tease you, she'll unease you, all the better just to please you. She's precocious, and she knows just what it takes to make a pro blush. All the boys think she's a spy. She's got Betty Davis eyes.
think about the generations and to say we want to make it a better place for our children and our children's children, so that they know it's a better world for them and think if they can make it a better place.
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. And this place is much brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you'll find there's no need to cry. In this place, you feel there's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways to get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space, make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care
How long will I love you? As long as stars are above you, and longer if I can. How long will I need you? As long as the seasons need to.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand?
Follow their plan. How long will I be with you? As long as the sea is bound to wash upon the sand. How long will I want you? As long as you want me to, and longer by far. How long will I hold you? As long as your father told you. As long as you can. How long will I give to you? As long as I live through you. However long you say. How long will I love you? As long as stars are above you, and longer if I may. How long will I love you? As long as stars are above you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dwayne, a friend of Anissa's. On behalf of her family, I'd like to warmly welcome you here today as we honour and celebrate the life of Anissa. Stas, Kiana, Finbar, Romany, Jackson, Tully and Jack, thank you for this honour. Anissa was a daughter, a granddaughter, a sister, a mum, a loving partner, a cousin, a niece, an auntie and a best friend. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see, sorry. And all too recently, she became a grandmother. Quite clearly, she was also a friend to so many. She'd be so happy to see you all here today. She also answered to lots of names, including niece, Nisa, Nisi, Nails, Buzz, Dr. McCarthy, Charlie Horse, Grammy, and of course, Mama. Firstly, I'd like to invite Kiana, Romany and Tully to pay tribute to their mum, followed by Angela Brindley.
For those who don't know us, we are Anissa's daughters, Kiana, Romany and Tully. While we have struggled to put into words strong enough to express how important our mama is to us, we wanted to share some of our fondest memories. Our childhoods were filled with so much love and laughter, from summers at our sister's beach shack to birthdays jumping in mum and dad's bed to open our presents every year. We had so many traditions. We remember our mum tickling our faces and feet and rubbing our backs and rocking us to sleep. Our mornings would start by always naming 3 things we were grateful for, and our mama was one of those things. Between tournaments, renting movies or eating fish and chips on a rug in a lounge room, we always felt our safest and loved with our mama. Our mama took everyone in. Many of mine and Romany's friends know mum as the fun, cool mum, whereas Tully's friends thought that she was the strictest mum ever. Whether fun or strict, our mum was always the advice giver to our friends through their lives. To us and them, she was the best advice giver, which we are sure many people in this room feel the same way. We trusted our mum with every part of our life. She was never judgmental and always open to listen to our troubles, no matter how big or small. We trusted her with our most embarrassing stories, even if she would tell her friends of a weekend and reopen that wound.
Our years were filled with the fondest of memories. Through every stage of life, Mum only wanted us to do what our heart desired. We could do anything we wanted if we were happy. We were never pushed to excel in school or attend uni. We could go down any path as long as we were a hard worker and happy doing it. We have all flourished in independence, and that is thanks to our mama for letting us choose happiness. Our mama was a strong-willed and strong-hearted woman. She raised us all to be the same. We have always grown up with a sense of justice, a trait that we have inherited from our mum. She often told us of stories of her school years, and while she never condoned violence, she did tell us how she would punch bullies for picking on other kids. We loved hearing her stories and getting to listen to her laugh over and over again. I don't think we'll ever understand why we have been put through so much loss and grief, throughout our lives. Why we had to lose the most important person to us so soon. There was never going to be enough time on this earth with you. But we are left with the best memories anyone could wish for. In your final days, we watched you make the bravest decision a person could make. There was no shock at your choice, because that's who you are. A brave and courageous woman who kicks bullies in the butt. And that's what you did with cancer. You looked it in the eye and decided to not let it kill you, to allow yourself the peaceful death you deserve. The next chapter of our lives will be the hardest, but we promise to talk of you often, play your songs on repeat, laugh hard, tell each other how much we love each other, lean on each other and face our grief head on together. We promise to do it for your precious Bubba girl and your future grandchildren. We will tell them stories of you and read the books you left them behind. You will never be gone as long as we are here to tell the stories of you. Without you here, your light shone so bright. But now the evenings carries what we've... What? No, I think we've...
Yeah, no, that's it.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Without you here...
Yeah, I can go. Without you here, your light shone so bright, but the evening now carries what we've lost, and in its quiet sky, the brightest star has now found its home. She's not gone, she's just ahead, resting in the light where we will meet again, our angel in the stars.
Niece and I wore many hats for each other whenever we'd introduce each other to anybody. This is my cousin. This is my business partner. And also my best friend. What an absolute privilege. It was so difficult to decide what to write. I wrote a whole speech on some of our adventures and our fun times. And as much as we have great stories, my overwhelming sadness at the loss of my beautiful friend was never going to let me deliver them in the manner that they deserve. So I've now written a very sad speech, which is exactly what she wanted. Niece and I grew up together, but in 2012, our friendship hit a whole new level. We went into business together, and we became yin and yang. We went on fantastic national and international conferences together, and always used one bed for the suitcases, and the other we always shared. I'm not really sure why, it was just something we did. Niece was always proud of how light she travelled. She always just said, "No use me packing that, you'll have that." So my bag always ended up overweight and Niece always underweight. Lucky I always knew what she wanted. Or we. One story I think I can share is on a conference to Bali, we upgraded to business class. It's a very long story, but Anissa's shout was her fault. I had fortunately had the privilege of flying business class before, so I had a little bit of an idea on how things ran at that end of the plane. The steward came around and asked Niece if she'd like anything to drink, and she ordered a water. I thought, we didn't just upgrade for the leg room, but anyway. When it came to my turn, I ordered a champagne, and Niece nearly jumped out of her seat in excitement. "Can you have anything you want, even at this time of the day?" 2 champagnes arrived for us, and then she said, "If I fall asleep, wake me up, I don't want to miss out on any of the food." We bounced off each other in our storytelling. We had to really, because neither of us could remember a whole story on our own. We were a great team. While we were in business together, we each went through a divorce. They were extremely hard times, but we were a rock for each other, and the salon became our safe place. We could just leave everything at the door, and humour helped us through those times. I'm going to miss her infectious laugh, which we've all experienced. For the last 3 years, I've been in our safe place on my own, and still in the back of my mind, felt you would come back. It's going to be very difficult to return to that safe place, knowing you really are returning. My heart is broken, and it's a struggle to think life goes on, but it will never be the same. It can't be. In the last 3 months, I haven't been able to work, and I'm so grateful to the universe to have given me so much extra time to be with Niece on this end of her journey. Nothing was left unsaid, and wherever you are right now, I know you are no longer in pain, and hopefully still enjoying a big feast up there with Grandma and Da's cooking. Thank you for the many wise words we shared. We pretty much had answers to everything. We are McCarthy's after all. I miss you, my beautiful friend. But I know I will see you again. Love you more.
Thanks, Ange, and thank you, girls. She was so proud of you all. As most of you know, Anissa was extremely well organised, and she's made things easy for me today by writing down some important things that she wanted shared. These are Anissa's words. I was the firstborn to my beautiful parents, Noel and Chrissy McCarthy. I was, of course, the apple of my dad's eye. He only ever smacked me once, and I think he cried for days afterwards. He still teared up when I was an adult whenever I told him I loved him. I truly loved my dad. Todd Hugh was born 18 months after me, a sickly child as described by Mum. Yes, he was a mummy's boy. So whenever I picked on him, tried to punch him or chase him around the house with a knife, it was always me who got in trouble, even when Todd instigated it, which was most of the time. He was such a painful brother. We had a love-hate relationship growing up. Inside our house, I was the punisher, but outside the house, I was his protector. I was often known to approach his grade 3 teacher at primary school, telling her to back off and stop picking on my brother. In the last 10 years or so, the roles have changed, with Todd becoming my fierce protector. His love and generosity shown to me by my girls has been unmeasurable. I love him with my whole heart and more. Growing up, we had a normal childhood. Our time was mostly spent at the South Burney Football Club, or with our parents partying, where we were all banished to the bedroom with the other kids to fall asleep when we felt like it. Or we were with our family, our cousins, mostly Ange, Justine and Kent. We would see each other nearly every day. And let's not forget about church. I'm sure we were all sent to the Anglican church every Sunday to help our parents recover from their hangovers. Off we went, all dressed up in our girls' Friendly Society uniform, Todd in his Church of England Boys Society uniform, all under the age of 12 or 13, walking hand in hand from Moody Street, crossing a major highway just to do our chores at church. We also spent a lot of time with our grandparents. I loved them dearly. They were so loving and they loved us fiercely. I remember Christmas at their tiny house in Jorgensen Street. All of the neighbours would be there, hanging with our cousins, and everyone would be outside, laying on rugs, just enjoying each other's company. I remember the lead up to Christmas with Grandma, potting peas, Christmas puddings being made and coins scattered through. We loved helping Grandma in the kitchen. She was an amazing cook. She also taught us how to play cards. We used to bet with 1-cent coins. She also taught us how to crochet and knit. She was so patient. I was fortunate enough to have 2 amazing grandmothers. My mum's mum, Nanny Nin, who we spent many Sunday nights with eating her famous roast. She was the most kind, caring, unselfish person I ever knew. My teenage years rolled on. I got my first job at Kmart as soon as I turned 15. I then worked for Vincent Chong as a receptionist at his physio clinic. I just loved it, but Vincent encouraged me to either go to uni or strive for something better. I now wonder if he actually sacked me. I ended up at Bradmara House, eventually getting a hairdressing apprenticeship with Vicky Hawken. I have so many amazing memories of my early years at Bradmara. Our weeks were full of working hard, partying harder, trying to work Fridays with a nasty hangover, then football on Saturday. Sunday was rest day, repeat. Alistair and I were married in 92, and we had Kiana in 95, Romany in 98, and Tully in 2002. My love for our girls is and always will be unmeasurable. Our lives revolved around the Burney Hawks, then Burney Dockers football clubs. I've made some wonderful friendships that I still have now through being involved with the Burney Dockers. Saturday were the highlight of my week. Our closest people at the football club all had kids, and we had so much fun together, either organising functions, doing casserole dinners, and just hanging with like-minded people, having too many drinks and having to get mum to come and collect the kids before we couldn't drive home. I've loved being a mum to my beautiful girls, and I love their chosen partners in life, Finbar, Jackson and Jack. I was certainly not a Bernardo's mum, as much as I tried to bribe the kids into nominating me for it. They just wouldn't. It could have had something to do with me making them cry all one Mother's Day when they went to incredible measures to make the most beautiful pancakes with MUM written in chocolate placed nicely next to the pancakes. The presentation was 10 out of 10. Then I sternly, very sternly, told them how much I hated pancakes and only wanted tomato on toast. What an ungrateful cow I was that day to my baby girls. Luckily, they still loved me, and it's something we've always laughed about. I'm so incredibly proud of each of my girls. I raised them to be strong women, and that's what they are, and we've all witnessed that today. They're resilient, beautiful, kind, hardworking, and so caring. We've always been extremely close. But the last few years, our bond has been unbreakable. We've been dealt a shitty card, one that I never wanted my girls to go through, but we have, and we've laughed our way through the tears, loved as hard as we could, and lived in the moment as much as we could. Baby Marlo, Grammy's Bubba girl. I write this knowing I don't have many days left. Gosh, I love you. You've shown me what a grandparent's love feels like. I'm forever grateful for that. And I'm so terribly sad and angry at life knowing that I don't get to see your milestones, but I'll be watching from somewhere above, being your biggest supporter. I will be forever walking with you side by side. I love you more than words. To my darling angel boy Stas, our life together has been cruelly ripped away from us. You've shown me so much love and happiness over the last 8 years. You made me feel so safe in your presence, and you've taught me so much about life. Together we've experienced so much together. Music festivals, overseas holidays, the most magical time together exploring Australia in our van. I know that you knew how much you meant to me. I hope you know how grateful I was to have you in my life. You are my comfort and my rock. You are my home. And I hope that somehow you can still feel my love. I can't thank the staff at Bourn Oncology enough for their amazing care and that they've given me over the last 3 years. They were there for me in my lowest of lows and were my biggest cheerleaders in my times of happiness. They're so amazing at what they do. Many a time oncology have been my safe place, and that's because of the wonderful staff. Todd, I'm not quite sure what you did to deserve being chased by Anissa with a knife, but it must have been pretty bad. Anissa's words paint such a beautiful picture of the love that she had for her family. Over the last few days, I've had the opportunity to speak with some of you about your memories of her, and with your permission, share some stories. Adam remembers Anissa being extremely pregnant with Tully, and working late together one night, they decided to order a large pizza each for dinner. Being heavily pregnant, Anissa was struggling to fit the last piece in, but never one to waste food. She was able to make room by releasing a bit of gas from both ends. Can imagine the laughter. Nicole and Hayley, Anissa's nieces, say that the best way to describe her was like a spicy margarita, bold, outgoing, adventurous, and a bit unpredictable. There was never a dull moment or a time shared without laughter. When they all got together, especially after a few drinks, the laughter got louder and louder, and everyone would start sounding the same. All the Bourn women laughing was sometimes funnier than the stories that were being told. Anissa had such positive energy, everyone always felt good for having spent time with her. Their children, Remy, Lockie, Jeannie and Pearl, adored her too. She loved playing with them and stirring them up. Nicole and Hayley are grateful for the musical instruments Anissa and Stas have given the children as well, and each time they play them, it'll be a beautiful reminder that she's still with them and always remembered with so much love. Rach remembers one of the infamous Goldwell conferences, this time in Fiji. Ange, Rach and Anissa made a beeline for the resort as soon as arriving and spent the entire day drinking in the pool, where it was explained by the resort staff that a $50 penalty applied for any towels not returned. After many hours and countless drinks, it was time to head to the hotel room, where in the morning they realised their towels were nowhere to be found. On the way to breakfast, Anissa swiped some towels from housekeeping and boldly returned them to the pool, managing to avoid the penalty. It was the same trip that Anissa bought Rach some beautiful chocolates duty-free as a thanks for the trip, and then proceeded to eat them all while she was nursing a hangover. For Marie, Anissa was not only family, but she was a beautiful, fun-loving and loyal friend who always made her smile with her infectious laughter and humour. One of Marie's early memories was when they had bought a shack at Sisters Beach. They spent a weekend there painting, and after many hours they decided it was time for a wine. Anissa grabbed her fruity Lexia cask, and Marie had a bottle of something, probably Riesling. Anissa said that she never got a headache from cask wine, only from bottled wine. The next morning proved that to be untrue, and no painting got done that day. Marie suspects that may have been the beginning of Anissa abandoning fruity Lexia for bottled wine only. Anissa loved life for nothing more than a catch-up with her friends and was always ready for a wine or five, from a bottle of course. In recent months they had many girls' nights away, which will be treasured forever. Many times they could see she was in pain, but she never ever complained. Marie and her family loved Anissa so much, and they're committed to being there always for Anissa's girls into the future. Marie has shared this short poem as well. Goodbyes are forever. Goodbyes are not the end. They simply mean I'll miss you until we meet again. Thanks, Marie. Stacey describes her lifelong friendship with Anissa as being perfect. Anissa was her strength, her person, and never taking anything too seriously, was able to make any situation bearable and find humour in everything, never ever with malice, but always with a deep understanding and acceptance of the most complicated situations life can throw at us all. Stacey remembers Anissa being fiercely loyal, including on the volleyball court playing for the Jet Sets. Anissa's team was definitely the one to be on. You didn't want to get in her way or cross anyone on her side. Stacey's very grateful for the time she got to spend with Anissa and Staz when they were in Queensland, and often had to remind herself that Anissa was unwell. She was always much more interested in what was happening with other people, never focused on her own problems, and always with a funny and maybe an inappropriate story to share. Okay, so there were so many wonderful photos to share with everyone today that there will actually be 2 photo montages, and it's now time for the first one.
Packed my bags last night, pre-flight. 0 hour, 9 a.m. And I'm gonna be high as a kite by then. I miss the earth so much, I miss my wife. It's lonely out in space on such a timeless flight. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, 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 I'm a rocket man, burning out his fuse out here alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, 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 I'm a rocket man, burning out his fuse out here alone. Mars ain't the kind of place to raise your kids. In fact, it's cold as hell, and there's no one there to raise them if you did. And all the science I don't understand, it's just my job 5 days a week. A rocket man, a rocket man. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time.
You're my peace of mind in this crazy world. You're everything I've tried to find. Your love is a pearl. You're my Mona Lisa. You're my rainbow skies, and my only prayer is that you realize you'll always be beautiful in my eyes. The world will turn and the seasons will change, and all the lessons we will learn will be beautiful and strange. We'll have our fill of tears, our share of sighs. My only prayer is that you realize you'll always be beautiful in my eyes. You will always be beautiful in my eyes. And the passing years will show that you will always grow ever more beautiful in my eyes. When there are lines upon my face from a lifetime of smiles, when the time comes to embrace for one long last while, we can laugh about how time really flies. We won't say goodbye, 'cause true love never dies. You'll always be beautiful in my eyes. You will always be beautiful in my eyes. And the passing years will show that you will always grow ever more beautiful in my eyes. The passing years will show that you will always grow ever more beautiful in my eyes.
your time waiting for that second chance, for a break that would make it okay. There's always some reason to feel not good enough, and it's hard at the end of the day. I need some distraction, oh, beautiful release. Memories seep through my veins. Let me be empty, oh, and weightless, and maybe I'll find some peace tonight in the arms of the angel. Fly away from here, from this dark, cold hotel room, and the endlessness that you fear. You are pulled from the wreckage of your silent reverie. You're in the arms of the angel. May you find some comfort here. So tired of the straight line, and everywhere you turn, there's vultures and thieves at your back. The storm keeps on twisting. You keep on building the lies that you make up for all that you lack. It don't make no difference. Escape one last time. It's easier to believe in this sweet madness, all this glorious sadness that brings me to my knees. In the arms of the angel, fly away from here, from this dark, cold hotel room, and the endlessness that you fear. You are pulled from the wreckage of your silent reverie. In the arms of the angel, may you find some comfort here. You're in the arms of the angel. May you find some comfort here. She grew up on the side of the road where the church bells ring and strong love grows. She grew up good, she grew up slow, like American honey. Steady as a preacher, free as a weed. Couldn't wait to get going, but wasn't quite ready to leave. so innocent, pure and sweet, American honey. There's a wild, wild whisper blowing in the wind, calling out my name like a long lost friend. Oh, I miss those days as the years go by. Oh, nothing sweeter than summertime and American honey. Get caught in the race of this crazy life, trying to be everything can make you lose your mind. I just wanna go back in time to American honey, yeah. There's a wild, wild whisper blowing in the wind, calling out my name like a long lost friend. Oh, I miss those days as the years go by. Oh, nothing sweeter than summertime and American honey. I've gone for so long now, I gotta get back to her somehow, to American honey. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, there's a wild, wild whisper blowing in the wind, calling out my name like a long lost friend. Oh, I miss those days as the years go by. Oh, nothing sweeter than summertime and American honey. And American honey.
I'd now like to invite Anthony Taylor and then Lisa Stewart to share their tributes for Anissa. Following Lisa will be the second photo montage.
I'd probably like to kick off with what a privilege it is to be here today. A few weeks ago, I sat with Anissa and Stas having a chat about old times, and it was great. You know, we had proper laughs, and we all know that Anissa loves a laugh. And all of a sudden, Stas left the room, and Anissa started to cry. And as we know, tears are contagious. So I thought, oh, maybe I should cry too. So I did. And Stas come back in the room, and thanks, mate, he had a cry too. So we're sitting there, and I'm thinking, I know where we're at, but what am I crying for at the moment? And Anissa said, I'd like you to talk, you know, on my last day. She said at that time, want you to make them laugh. Anyone want to give that a go? Like that? Thanks. So she said, look, you don't have to say yes now because I won't know. I'll be laying down. As she is. But she knows. And of course I accepted. Do I want to do this? I'd rather be washing cars with a toothbrush in the rain. Would be easier. However, the honour is something I'll cherish. So I guess I want to set a stage for these next couple of pieces I'll talk about. She does want you to laugh, so please help me, and even if it's not funny, just thanks, Jude. Have a chuckle. And, I want to kick it off that our relationship is a unique one. I'm probably known by plenty as I don't have a lot of female friends, and I'm not sure why. I'm a pretty nice guy, but it's always something, if I don't get something out of it, I can't be bothered. And for some reason, Anissa, I could always be bothered. So when the question was asked, it was almost, I'm glad you did. So anyway, today I looked at all those photos and I'm here to talk about a time in our life when we leave childhood and move into early adolescent, which is about testing boundaries, breaking rules and setting new ones and all the above. So, part of this journey was Todd. Toddy was like a young brother. We don't talk much anymore. We run into each other every 5 years or so, Todd, when you're flashing your new caravan around or something. But, there's something there that it's almost like family, because Chrissy, Noel, the grumpy bastard, when I was sitting in his brown chocolate chair and he said, "Get out of it, boy," at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon when he came home from shift work, and Gay and Chrissy and a few others would be out the back darting it up, Hayes, in fact, out the back of the house. And we loved that when that was happening, because what it allowed us to do was get ready. And that was, out would come the drinks, and they'd get pretty happy, and we knew then it was time to go and ask for some money to go to the shop. And it would come. Oh, it was amazing, the 50-cent pieces and the dollar notes. And there was such things, kids, as dollar notes. And it was cool. So off we'd go to the Smith shop and we'd spend up and buy our lollies for the week. So it sort of started then that we were just friends, and it was a great time for us, joining families. Because one thing about Acton, and we'll call it the home, Acton was home to a lot of people. And, some of those names, those people are in here today, and I don't want to individualise too much, and I will miss a few, so please don't get upset. It was Lisa, Mariki, Jody, Mandy, Melissa, Derek, Jamie, Justin, Scott. There's a couple of Scotts, Jason, Enzo, Phil, and many, many more. There was the Joneses and the Smiths, and then, of course, all the cousins. There's a lot of people, and through that time, we just, because the world was such a different place, we haven't got photos because we didn't have iPhones. In fact, our phones were a thing on the wall with a big long cord, and you dial it up and you go into the next room because the cord was long, and we talked to one another. And that was only to organise a group gathering. Or if you had 20 cents, you'd go to the phone box on the top of Mount Street and you'd make the call, and then you'd send out the SOS, and away we went. But one thing in all of that, or one person, the glue was Anissa. Anissa was the one that just loved having social gatherings. Her time was best spent when it was with plenty. And when I started to think about what I'm going to talk about, it brought all these memories back. And of course, as you get older, and we're much older, those memories, I wouldn't say we forget, but they fade. And so as you spend, the last 3 or 4 weeks diving in and unlocking some of those doors and dragging some of those memories forward, it takes you to a really special place. And so what I want to do today is share some of those, those moments with you and hopefully enjoy them as much as we did. So one of the big parts of our life when we were 12, 13, 14, 15 was the Upper Bourn basketball stadium. It was the place on a Friday night. Sometimes Denise, she'd come down and say, I haven't got enough socks, because we wore 2 or 3 pair of socks on top of one another over our tracksuits with a pair of basketball boots, boys and girls. So I'd have to lend her a pair of my socks so she had the right colours to go with the jizzied up hair. And hair, she was destined to be a hairdresser, because the stuff she did with her hair was, well, you've seen it. It was amazing. So, right back to that, we played a lot of funny games together and did a lot of things. But I guess the thing that I remember the most, I shouldn't say remember, the thing I loved the most about Anissa was the giggle. As a young girl, it was a giggle, and then it became, as she grew into a lovely woman, it was a laugh that, I don't know, some people just have it, and she had it. And we can all feel that laugh today through different times, and that's the thing that, for me, resonates the most. It was infectious, and it just indicated that she loved a good time. So, the hairspray story, I'd like to tell this one. There was a time there, I was sitting there, and Todd was there, and he had a bit of a spike going, and Niece said, I reckon I can make you look like Johnny Farnham. So, we had a little bit of a mullet going, and I thought, yeah, fair enough. Anyway, she took me in the room and started to play with my hair, and we had to wash it, and a vent brush, I think it was. We came up with a vent brush, and we got it, like, I think I've said here, 2 pieces of cardboard resting at 30 degrees is what it ended up looking like, and she sprayed it with this stuff called hairspray, to the point that we could snap pieces off. And I walked out, and Noel said, "What the hell have you done?" And I said, "Well, that's Anissa doing my hair." She said, "Go in and fix it, boy, you look like a poofter." So anyway, that was where that was, and that's how Noel spoke to us. He was pretty blunt in the way that he was. But Chrissy loved us. There's nothing we could do wrong in Chrissy's eyes, but everything was wrong in Noel's. So anyway, as life was progressing, as young people, and these groups, all these gatherings, you get this, who's going to be a boyfriend, who's going to be a girlfriend thing, and I think it must have been our turn, and you do things in twos, and there was Lisa was her best friend at the time, and Lisa and Justin were going to become boyfriend and girlfriend, and they sort of said, "Well, we'll use," and I said, "Oh, okay, we will." So we become boyfriend and girlfriend, and I don't know what that really meant back then, but I went to school, and I went to Marston. Most of these people were Parklands kids, and anyway, we met up that night at one of the houses, and Anissa and Lisa goes, "We've come up with an idea." I said, "What's that?" And she said, "We're going to get tattoos." Fuck. Where were we going to get tattoos? So what it was we had to get a compass out of our school kit, and we had to inscribe the initials of the other person in your arm. And I hate needles and pain, and so did JV. But the girls there, they were up for it. So they'd started their little thing, and you had to put a heart around it. And anyway, so we're at science or whatever we were the next day, JV and I, and we're going, we've got to start this. And so we start, and there's blood. So anyway, it took us about a week, and we managed to scratch AM into my arm and put a heart around it, and it's got a scab on it, and it was sore, and she said, "You got to keep aggravating, you got to really make it work." So we're doing it, and the girls go, "Oh, this is going good," and there's always blood on stuff. And then they said, "Now you got to take the end off your pen, and you got to put ink in it so it lasts." So we're giving it that one. I'm thinking, "Oh, this is no good." But so anyway, we did it, and there it was. There was a big scab with AM on my arm. Anyway, one thing led to another, and we're probably about 3 or 4 weeks into it, and it was time to have a kiss. So anyway, I said, well, come on then, we'll do it. So we had our first kiss, and I think it's then we knew that wasn't for us. You know, it looked good when Noel and Chrissy had one with a few beers, but that wasn't for us. So anyway, we had this dilemma because we really cared for one another. I didn't want to drop her, and she didn't want to drop me. So and this is God's hand on heart. It only came to me recently. We held hands and we dropped each other together. You're dropped. And we were free, you know, we didn't have to kiss anymore. But Anissa went straight on with, what are we going to do now? Who are we going to go with that the initials we can make? So you know, off we went. So that's the type of stuff we did back in those days, which I think they were funny, and thanks for laughing. But, you know, the next piece, the footy, and you know, footy was a huge thing back in the day on the coast when Bernie played cooey and things like that. I had the luxury of working on the scoreboard. And, you know, I used to get about $6 to spend the whole day there putting the points up, and if Stephen Beaumont was kicking, it was goals and things like that. So we'd worked out, we had a bit of a business structure, Nisa and I. We could get $5, sometimes $10 for the right footy. So I had the key to the bowling green next door, and when Bowie or Shep would kick a nice long goal, I'd go over into the bowls club. So I'd get the key, and Nisa's over on the train track with Lise ready to go, and I'd hoik the ball over there and pretend I couldn't find it. Nisa's gone. And then we get together at the end and we go, we've got 3 footies today, and we could sell them. So, and that wasn't all my doing either. Like, she was a bit of a mastermind behind this. So this particular day we're heading home, we had 2 footies, and she's got them up a jumper. Right, and so we think we're going to KFC. Yeah, in the olden days, you'd walk in the front door and there was a big brown thing, and you'd line up along it, and you know, here we are. And this lady, she says, oh, I think that young girl's pregnant. Out come the footies. Not interested in that. So Anissa was always up for anything. You know, as far as I was concerned, she was pretty much one of the boys, or my sister. So we had great fun. She was up for anything like that at any time. Anyway, one thing we were always short on was money. Money was something Noel didn't let us have a lot of it, and my mum didn't have much of it either. So it was always a pretty tough gig to get the coin together. And anyway, this particular time we jumped ahead. But this particular time we'd identified that in Noel's bedroom was a VB can that stood about nearly knee height, and what he used to do was put all his spare change in it. Anyway, he'd put all his spare change in it, and we'd worked out that if you turned it upside down and got Nisa's mum's tweezers, you could get the change out of it. So that we did for probably 18 months. Now, what we'd have to do is put some rocks in there or some washers that we'd find on the floor to balance out the weight, so it still weighed the same and made the same noise, didn't it, Todd? Anyway, this particular time, I'm pretty sure Noel had called the family together to talk about a potential holiday they were going to go on. And he'd saved up for this holiday in his VB can. So when we cut the top off, I don't think there was a holiday that year for the McCarthys. She was full of shrapnel and not much else. We'd spent it. So it was up at Smithy's shop, we'd spent that money. But that's the type of stuff that we enjoyed doing together and having a bit of fun. So you are another one that's close to both of us. Staz said to me the other day, thanks very much for scaring Nisa off motorbikes. And I really couldn't remember what that was about, but I used to have a little motorbike, and being a bit of a lawbreaker we'd ride it anywhere, everywhere and at any time. And I'd taken Anissa for a ride, and she wanted to get off, and I didn't stop, as boys didn't. We kept going, and to this day, she's never been back on a motorbike. So sorry about that. But we have this other one where, and look, I've deliberated whether I should tell this story, and when I said to Anissa, should I, she goes, bloody oath you should. So I'm going to. Once again, it probably knocks Noel about more than anyone. He's not here to get me, so I'm okay. But this particular day when we're fossicking around in their bedroom, looking for whatever we can find, under the bed's a little stack of books. So we get them out. Well, fair dinkum, there was enough hair in those books to stuff a pillow. From the pictures I'm talking. So anyway, here's these magazines, which we hadn't seen those types of things before. So anyway, we'd sort of got the group together, and Shocky and Eamon, and they're all down there, and Eamon, Jamie, who's not with us either, decides he'd take one of those pages home. So he's ripped one of the pictures out of one of Noel's favourite books and left. And then she goes, Dad's going to kill us. I said, we won't know. I said, well, he's going to know. So anyway, we put our minds together, and we've got to get a new book. So anyway, we did a little bit of work, and Carhill's news agency were the supplier of those books at the time. So we go in there together, and we're having a bit of a look around, and that's that little spot that you don't stand in front of. I'm there giving it this one. And they weren't in plastic in those days. I think they are now. and we're working our way around the shop, and we can't find this book. And I said to niece, that you know the old lady that used to work in there? Yeah, I can't think of her name, but I'm not going to ask her about these magazines. So Anissa had to occupy the old lady at the back of the store so I could hit up Mr. Carhill for this particular book. And he's done this. You're not 18. What would your mother say? Don't tell her. So anyway, we realised we couldn't buy this particular book, which is sold under the counter. I won't say the name of the book. Anyway, so we had to come up with another way. There used to be a guy that walked around the streets, and peculiarly, his name was Streetsy. So we knew that Streetsy could get anything. So anyway, I went to his house and I said, Streetsy, I need a favour. So he charged me $2 to buy this book. Anyway, down he goes, gets the book, and we return it, and we put it in there, and we think everything's kudos, she's great, we're done. About 2 weeks later, we're sitting in there, and I don't know, we might have been playing, was it Tetris? You had what's the computer game you had? Tetris? We love to play that. And Noel comes in. Who's been in my room? Not us. And it was then that I realised, and this is when the penny drops in life, what's he going to say? You've been looking at my dirty books. So we've gone, we deny. He realised then what he was asking, and realised and walked out the door, and we'd heard no more of it. So that was a funny time at the McCarthy house. Probably to leave you with this one, obviously 80s music and Big Hair was a huge part of our life, and of course, singing a bit of Madonna and things like that was one of those things that we did often, a bit of Barnsey thrown in. My mother had a block down at Sisters Beach, which is where the first part of camping ever took place for us. And, it was a free-for-all. Mum was a pretty good sport there. She put a caravan on it, and providing you brought your own tent, you were allowed to stay. Anissa didn't like the spiders and things like that much, so it ended up Mum in the tent and niece and Lise and others in the caravan. Anyway, Jude was very good at, there was always rump steak, baked beans, maybe some sliced spuds cooked on a plate, and some eggs if we were lucky. That was sort of our camp food. So as you can imagine, a few helpings of that over a few nights can be a bit hard on the tummy. Anyway, this morning we woke up and Anissa had said, I don't feel very good in the tummy. I said, okay, so I think I need to go to the toilet. I said, yeah, okay, off you go. We had long drops. Anissa hated the long drop, right? So I can't go to that toilet, like this is not going to be real good. I said, well, okay. So there was a house next door. I said, I'll get you in. So anyway, I'm around the back and I got the fly wire off, I'm trying to get the window undone, and I got it undone. So, come on, get in. So she's in there, and I can't sort of emulate the noises that was going on. But the smell, we've all smelled a cattle truck when it goes past. It was leaching out. So Niece is having a good old one in there, and anyway, I'm sort of standing guard, and next minute they pull up. I said, "We've got to go." "I'm not finished." I said, "We've got to go." And he said, "They're here." "Oh shit." I said, "Yep, literally." So anyway, Niece is out and gone, and we're sitting over at the campfire. I've got the window done, and they're inside, and I'm still putting it all back together. And we're sitting out around the fire area, and about 20 minutes, half hour later, these people come over and say to Judy, "Have you seen anyone suspicious? Yeah, someone's broke into our house." No. And we're sitting there, and Anissa's giggling. She's giggling. We could smell it. But imagine going into your own house and someone's been in the toilet before you. The seat would still be warm. But anyway, look, that was Anissa, and I think for me and for everybody here, she wanted everybody to feel happy memories of today. It's so easy to get caught up in the tears, and we're all. We should all shed a tear, there's no doubt, but we should also laugh twice as much as we cry, because that's what this is all about. And today is the last time we'll all be together to talk about Anissa and with Anissa. And she wanted to kill you with photos, and she wanted to make sure that you had a little bit of a laugh at our expense and Noel's. And I think it's the memories and the many others that I want us to all make sure that we stop and take time out of our busy lives to remember, that beautiful sound of that giggle that become a laugh, and that beautiful, that visual of a smile, and keep that in our hearts forever. So, love you, Elise.
Okay. For those that don't know me, I'm Lisa and I'm Staz's sister. There are so many of you who've had the privilege of knowing and loving Niece far before I did, and it's a real honour to be in front of you now. And some of the shenanigans that I'm seeing on the videos, I would have totally been on board with, just so you know. Anissa came into the lives of the Starrick family when she and Staz hooked up back in 2017, and from there she quickly found a place in our family and in our hearts. Anissa was just one of those people that you had no choice to love, and as everyone's mentioned, it's the laugh that we'll all remember the most. Phone calls to Staz and Niece were always on speakerphone for me, and the truth be known, I'd sometimes just say something funny so I could hear her laugh, because it seriously warmed the cockles of my heart. Anissa had an uncanny knack of bringing people together in a Brady Bunch kind of way, organising us all to ensure maximum output and enjoyment for all. There was plenty of camping trips with Paul and Kylie, which I know they will treasure forever. And of course, numerous other family get-togethers. There was Christmas events, birthdays, holidays, the family footy tipping comp, all of them organised by her. And I'm not saying Anissa was particularly good at the tipping. In fact, we gave her the cancer card concession on many of her decisions, but she was the organiser, and she is the reason her and my family have another connection to hang on to. KJ, Romney and Tully, it means so much to us that you've become a part of our family through your wonderful mama. She spoke of you often with so much pride in her heart. I'm so excited to watch Marlo grow, though it saddens me that Niece doesn't get to do the same. Still, I know she's always watching over you. Anissa brought out a joy in my brother that I have never seen before. They just got each other in a way only soulmates do. Their connection didn't need words, it was all there in the way they moved through life together. The time they shared, though short, was full of laughter, joy, camping trips, family get-togethers, and more than a few health battles. But no matter what came their way, that quiet understanding between them stayed strong. She brought out the absolute best in him, and he in her. He was there every step of the way, helping her hold on to her humour, her spirit, and her strength through it all. She said to me once not long ago that she felt bad for Andrew for having to look after her all the time. And I laughed at her and I said, "Don't be silly. He's exactly where he wants to be, and that is right by your side," which he was right up to in the stretcher bed in her room in palliative care. And now, in the space she leaves behind, the million-dollar question is it better to have loved and lost or never loved at all? And the answer is easy, never more clear in fact, as loving her, even knowing in the end that one day we would have to say goodbye, was worth everything. My brother Stas, his beautiful children Joby, Avalon and Luca, my whole family, Paul, Kylie, Damon and my dad, we are all better people for having known and loved her. My brother Andrew, I hope you find peace someday in whatever way it comes to you. May your bare feet find the warmth of the sun as you find your way without her, but know that she's with you every step you take. In the whisper of the trees or the sparkle on the ocean, and in the quiet moments when the world stands still, know that her love surrounds you always.
Climbed a mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills. Well, the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life?
Something in your eyes makes me wanna lose myself. Makes me wanna lose myself in your arms. There's something in your voice that makes my heart beat fast. Hope this feeling lasts the rest of my life. If you knew how lonely my life has been, and how long I've been so alone. And if you someone to come along and change my life the way you've done. It feels like home to me. It feels like home to me. It feels like I'm all the way back where I come from. It feels like home to me. It feels like home to me. It feels like I'm all the way back where I belong. A window breaks down a long dark street, and a siren wails in the night. But I'm alright, 'cause I have you here with me. And I can almost see through the dark there is light. If you knew how much this moment means to me, and how long I've waited for your touch. And if you knew how happy you are making me, I never thought that I'd love anyone so much. It feels like home to me. It feels like home to me. It feels like I'm all the way back where I come from. It feels like home to me. It feels like home to me. Feels like I'm all the way back where I belong. It feels like I'm all the way back where I belong.
Talk about life and we talk about love. It gets to the point where the words ain't
Baby, don't you know sometimes you gotta let yourself be free? Don't you know it's your right to be who you wanna be? And don't you know there's a whole world out there waiting for us to see? And don't you feel sometimes you gotta let be what's gotta be? All I'm saying to you is, come on, come on, lay your love on. Come on, lay your love on. Should be wrong. Open your heart and I'll play you a song. Yes, I will. Come on, lay your love on me. Come on, lay your love on me. Yeah. Come on now, you got to come on now. Come on now, with me, baby. Come on, lay your love on me. Getting tired of asking you, baby. Talk about life and love. Lay it all on. Come on, lay it on me. Yeah. Talk about life and love. Lay it all on me. Come on, give it to me.
I sit and wait. Does an angel contemplate my fate? And do they know the places where we go when we're gray and old? 'Cause I have been told that salvation lets their wings unfold. So when I'm lying in my bed, thoughts running through my head, and I feel that love is dead, I'm loving angels instead. And through it, oh, she offers me protection, a lot of love and affection, whether I'm right or wrong, and down the waterfall, wherever it may take me, I know that life won't break me. When I come to call, she won't forsake me. I'm loving angels instead. When I'm feeling weak and my pain walks down a one-way street, I look above and I know I'll always be blessed with love. And as the feeling grows, she breathes memories flash to my bones. Oh, when love is dead, I'm loving angels instead. And through it all, she offers me protection, a lot of love and affection, whether I'm right or wrong. And down the waterfall, wherever it may take me, I know that life won't break me. When I come to call, she won't forsake me. I'm loving angels instead. Forsake me. I'm loving angels instead.
What a beautiful tribute. I'm told there's more photos to share later, believe it or not. As most of you know, and Tully, you touched on this so beautifully earlier, Anissa made the incredibly courageous decision to access voluntary assisted dying, to regain control over her disease and ensure her end was peaceful. I've no doubt that another reason for this decision was also in her needing to spare her family the anguish of witnessing any prolonged suffering. I know that this is something she was really passionate about, having been through it with her own parents. She was a big advocate for this, and I know she was grateful for being able to retain her dignity to the very end. You'll see on today's order of service there's a QR code which will link you to a playlist that Anissa put together, which was played on her last day. I'm told that her last day was a joyous and sad day in equal measure, with a lot of laughter, lots of tears, and so many declarations of love and gratitude. Anissa got to experience the simple joy of having her hair washed one last time by Ange. And while the pleasure of eating was not something she was able to do anymore, she still took great joy in making sure Staz and the girls were eating well. And she never stopped being curious about what was on the menu. Most importantly, her family want you all to know that she was comfortable and ready. It was all on her terms, and she was very sure of her decision after such a long, brave battle, with everyone's blessing. Finally, for me, Anissa was a loyal friend, a great judge of character, had a strong sense of justice, was hilariously funny, and with the most infectious laugh anyone in this room's ever heard. Very thrifty, was extremely well organised, loved her food, and chose comfort over fashion, but always managed to achieve both with so much style. Her love of food and need for comfort were front of mind actually when she asked me to speak here today. She said depending on how long it was going to take, we might need to consider an intermission for a wee and a sandwich, which might have actually been a good idea. Speaking of sandwiches, a reminder that Anissa's family would love to see you all after the graveside service at the Bourn Tennis Club. Right now, you're invited to join her family as we prepare to move Anissa to her final resting place. And the family would also ask that you reserve your condolences until the completion of the graveside service. If you could all stand, please.
kind of light that never shone on me. I want my life to be live with you, live with you. There's a way. Everybody said to do each and every little thing, but what does it bring if I ain't got you? Ain't got, baby, you don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody, to love somebody the way I love you. In my parade, I see your face again. I know my friend of mine. You ain't got to be so glad, and I'm glad, so glad I'm a man. Can't you see what I am? I live and I breathe for you. But what good does it do if I ain't got you? Ain't got you, baby. You don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody, to love somebody the way I love you. To love somebody, to love somebody the way I love you. No, 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 no. You don't know what it's like. You don't know what it's like. You know what it's like to love somebody. There's a light, a certain kind of light that never shone on me. I want my life to be live with you, live with you. There's a way. Everybody said to do each and every little thing, but what does it bring if I ain't got you? Ain't got, baby, you don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody, to love somebody the way I love you.
How long will I love you? As long as stars are above you, and longer if I can. How long will I need you? As long as the seasons need to follow their plan. How long will I be with you? As long as the sea is bound to wash upon the sand. How long will I want you? As long as you want me to.